Young and Restless next week. Audra's steamy moment and Tessa Shun's reunion. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Young and the Restless spoilers next week see Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, undressing for someone inappropriate, and Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, is fed up. She rejects a reunion with her wife. Young and the Restless spoilers. Audra's risky maneuvers and Victor's plan. So, by the end of this week, if you haven't seen yet, we've got Audra Charles ready to make her move to get Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden money. She needs it to complete the launch of her new company, Vibrante. If you recall, Audra is supposed to break up Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron. And Victor is the one who got Audra and Kyle the invitations so she'd have time away from Genoa City, away from Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, and Claire. But there are a lot of eyes on Audra. Of course, Victor's watching and hoping she can make this split happen. But Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, is watching Audra. She's very worried that Victor and Audra are targeting Kyle. And of course, she's absolutely right. Young and the Restless spoilers showed that Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers, warned Audra that he doesn't trust the way she is acting. He thinks something is up with her and Kyle. And Damian said he will not let Audra hurt his brother Nate on Young and the Restless. So Audra's got Diane and Damian both on her case, and that's bad. But Audra also has Kyle convinced they can get attention for both their companies with this perfume war idea she cooked up about Jabao and Vibrant, the at-present non-existent company. Seduction and deception. Audra's plan to entrap Kyle on YNR. Next week, Audra gets Kyle alone, away from Damian and Diane's prying eyes. So, we'll have to wait and see how Audra contrives this, but she's in a sexy baby blue bra and a pair of little silky tap pants with just a little shorty robe on top of it. Kyle is in her room on the rail car, is what it looks like. So, Audra is flaunting herself in this sexy little outfit, and she asked Kyle if he wants to brainstorm some ideas for their feud. Then, he's trying not to look at scantily clad Audra on Young and the Restless. We have Kyle telling her, "I'll leave." He tells Audra she can get dressed, and then they'll talk about it over lunch in the dining car. But as Kyle's standing up to go, Audra says, "Oh, no need to leave," and says she can get changed right there. Then, she drops her silky little robe, turning around with her back to him, showing off her very firm backside. She's in nothing but that bra and panty set. Inappropriate. And of course, Kyle's stunned. I'm betting he doesn't mind the view. Maybe it's going to remind him of when he used to enjoy that view up close and personal. And of course, this is all part of Audra's plan to seduce Kyle. But she's actually not really trying to seduce him. It's more that Audra is trying to fake seduce him to prove he's untrustworthy and unfaithful. Also, Claire will leave Kyle. Her plan seems deeply flawed. But if Audra is in just her skimpy sexy under things and Diane or Damian walk in on them, she is busted. If Victor or somebody snaps a photo of them together like that, Kyle's busted. Also, there is a chance that Kyle and Audra could really cross lines. Showrunner Josh Griffith teased that her old feelings bubble up and cause problems. So we'll see. Mariah and Tessa's relationship crisis. A secret tears them apart on Young and Restless. Also, next week, we have more on Mariah Copeland's mystery issue. She and Tessa Porter are arguing in the park. And Mariah tells Tessa she knows she's angry. She understands how she feels. Then, Mariah tells her wife she deserves the anger. She gets that Tessa is furious. Mariah is feeling alone and freaked out.
We all know she did a bad thing.
And she's also noticed that Tessa has been getting some comfort from Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei. And I think Tessa's likely to get a lot more comfort from Daniel because of what happens between her and her wife Mariah next week. So, Tessa's ranting at Mariah for thinking she understands how she's feeling. It's Big Young and the Restless drama. Tessa rages that she has no idea what's going on with Mariah or what she's feeling. If you recall, she told Tessa she can never tell her what she did. Plus, she said it's worse than a one-night stand. So, Mariah is really wrecked over this and had a flashback recently to getting drunk with the old dude. Did they kill somebody together? Or did Mariah toss the geyser down the stairs? If YR doesn't reveal it soon, I'm going to lose interest. I'm barely hanging on as it is. So, Tessa's clearly had it and tells Mariah maybe they should just make their separation permanent. Up to this point, Tessa's been extremely understanding and patient with Mariah. But since her wife won't spill, and she moved out of the house, it's just too much. And remember, Mariah's actually the one who asked Tessa for a separation and packed up and left. So, Tessa's just at her breaking point with Mariah. And this week, if you are current on Young and the Restless episodes, you saw Daniel even offered to talk to Mariah on her behalf. But Tessa said no. She's just over it. But maybe she's trying to scare Mariah into coming clean if she threatens a breakup. Could be this is some kind of ultimatum. Clearly, Tessa deserves the truth, no matter what. But this could be the end for Mariah and Tessa, at least for now. I think Mariah might actually agree to a divorce rather than tell the truth. And with Daniel getting closer to Tessa being her rock while she's struggling with Mariah's secret, things could get really messy. There might be something between Daniel and Tessa that's more than friends if she and Mariah do get a divorce. Danny and Christine's engagement and Lily's new romance with Damon. Also coming up next week on YNR, in news that most people are not going to care about, Daniel gets a big update from his father. Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, tells his son he's ready to propose to Christine Williams, Laura Lee Bell. Honestly, I assumed Danny already did it off-screen after he told Daniel a few weeks ago. And I wasn't sad that they didn't show it on Young and the Restless. If it was off-screen, that would have been fine. I suppose there are some hardcore Cricket Danny shippers out there waiting on this big moment. Well, you're about to get it. So, if that's you, yay. So, next week Danny and Christine toast to their connection to their past and their future. Of course, 100% that Danny's proposal is going to get a yes from Christine. Lucky for them, by the time Phyllis Summers' Michelle Stafford gets back to town, she's going to be hyper-focused on Kane. Their new alliance and her promise to screw over Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, has her focus. So, she may be a little bugged that Danny's engaged to the bug, but it's not going to be her primary focus. They're escaping her wrath, probably. Meanwhile, back in France, Damien Kane, Jermaine Rivers, tells Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, he understands why Kane's doing all he can to win Lily back. I mean, Damien's been into her for a while. Next week, Lily tells Damien she needs something new and won't be held back in her life anymore. And then Lily and Damien are kissing as Kane walks up on them. If Damien wasn't already on Kane's list of targets, he is now. I don't even know why Kane ever thought he had a shot with Lily given their messy past and the way he left town. All this and lots more coming next week on YNR. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week promise sizzling passion, unexpected emotional shifts, and heartbreaking decisions as Genoa City's tangled web of relationships takes another dramatic turn. Audra Charles is set to ignite sparks in a way that will leave tongues wagging and hearts racing, while Tessa Porter's unexpected stance regarding a long-awaited reunion sends shockwaves through those closest to her. The week ahead will deliver everything viewers love about this iconic soap: romance, betrayal, emotional fallout, and juicy twists that set the stage for future chaos. Audra Charles has never been one to play by the rules. Ambitious, confident, and always 2 steps ahead, she thrives on power plays and seduction in equal measure. Next week, she will once again find herself at the center of attention when a steamy moment catches her and a certain someone off guard. Whether it's a rekindled flame or a surprising new connection, Audra knows how to use chemistry to her advantage. Spoilers hint that this isn't just a fleeting flirtation, it's the kind of moment that has consequences, both personal and professional, and will ripple through Genoa City's social circles. Audra's love life has always been a subject of intrigue, blending passion with strategy. She has a knack for finding herself in situations where romance intersects with ambition. As whispers spread about her latest steamy encounter, eyebrows will raise and alliances may shift. Those who have underestimated her will once again be reminded that Audra is a force to be reckoned with, both in the boardroom and behind closed doors. But while Audra is setting Genoa City abuzz with romantic sparks, another storyline is unfolding with far more emotional weight. Tessa Porter, beloved for her artistry and vulnerability, is faced with a deeply personal decision that could reshape her future. A long-awaited reunion, one that fans have anticipated eagerly, appears to be on the horizon. But in a shocking twist, Tessa may not embrace it the way everyone expected. Instead of rushing into open arms, Tessa chooses to distance herself, leaving friends, loved ones, and viewers stunned. This emotional turning point for Tessa doesn't come out of nowhere. She's been on a complicated journey of self-discovery, grappling with personal growth, career ambitions, and emotional scars that still linger beneath the surface. The idea of a reunion sounds perfect on paper, but for Tessa, the reality is far more complex. Sometimes the past is too tangled, the wounds too raw, and the timing too uncertain to simply pick up where things left off. Her choice to shun this reunion isn't about cruelty. It's about protecting herself and honoring her truth, even if it breaks a few hearts along the way. The ripple effects of Tessa's decision will be significant. Mariah Copeland, who has shared one of the soap's most iconic modern love stories with Tessa, may find herself blindsided and hurt. Their bond has weathered storms before, but this decision could test them like never before. Will Mariah fight to bring Tessa back into her orbit, or will she respect her partner's need for space, even if it leaves her devastated? Their dynamic will be under intense emotional scrutiny, and fans can expect some powerful, tear-filled moments as these two navigate uncharted territory. Meanwhile, Genoa City itself is buzzing with reactions to both storylines. Audra's steamy moment becomes a hot topic, sparking gossip among power players and romantic rivals alike. Her choices have always had a way of impacting others, often in ways she couldn't fully predict. If her steamy encounter involves someone unexpected, say, a rival's lover or a man tied to corporate power, it could have explosive consequences that go far beyond the bedroom. Tessa's emotional distance, on the other hand, elicits concern and speculation from those around her. Sharon Rosales, always a voice of reason and compassion, may try to reach out, hoping to understand what's really going on beneath Tessa's composed exterior. Noah Newman, who has his own history with Tessa, could find old emotions stirred as he witnesses her struggle. Even characters like Devin Hamilton and Abby Newman might weigh in, given their close ties to Mariah and Tessa's extended circle. The contrast between Audra's fiery passion and Tessa's emotional retreat gives the week a fascinating duality. On one side, love is a weapon, a tool, and a spark that can change power dynamics. On the other, love is complicated, messy, and sometimes too painful to embrace fully. The writers are clearly setting up parallel stories that explore very different sides of romance, one driven by heat, the other by heartache. For Audra, this steamy moment could be the beginning of a power shift. She's a woman who knows exactly what she wants and isn't afraid to use every tool at her disposal to get it. Whether this leads to a new relationship, a dangerous entanglement, or a shocking betrayal remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. Audra doesn't make moves lightly. This moment will have ripple effects, especially if it threatens existing relationships or business alliances. For Tessa, the road ahead is less clear but equally compelling. Her decision to step back from a reunion may lead to deep introspection and emotional conversations that push her storyline in a new direction. Viewers who have followed her journey from a struggling musician to a beloved partner will see a different side of her, a woman making difficult choices in the name of self-preservation and authenticity. These parallel arcs also promise to intertwine with other storylines in subtle ways. Audra's actions often have corporate implications, especially when romance overlaps with business power struggles. Her steamy moment might intersect with major deals, boardroom battles, or rivalries involving characters like Victor Newman, Nate Hastings, or Kyle Abbott. Meanwhile, Tessa's emotional decision could have ripple effects in the broader Newman and Abbott families, especially through Mariah's connections. Next week's episodes will also offer plenty of emotional depth. Expect intimate conversations, tense confrontations, and heartfelt confessions as characters react to these two big developments. Some will cheer Audra's boldness, while others will question her motives. Some will support Tessa's need for space, while others will push her to reconsider before it's too late. These contrasting reactions will add layers of complexity to the unfolding drama. For fans, this upcoming week is a reminder of why The Young and the Restless continues to captivate after all these years. It blends high-stakes passion with deeply personal stories, giving viewers both the steamy escapism they crave and the emotional resonance that keeps them invested. Audra's sizzling moment and Tessa's heartfelt choice create a compelling push and pull that will dominate conversations both on-screen and off. Watch for clues about where these stories are heading. Will Audra's steamy moment lead to newfound power or unexpected trouble? Will Tessa's decision create an emotional wedge that's too wide to bridge, or will it ultimately lead to a stronger, more honest connection down the road? Genoa City is a place where no decision goes unnoticed, no secret stays buried, and no passion remains contained for long. Next week, as Audra turns up the heat and Tessa takes a step back, viewers will witness a fascinating exploration of love in its many forms: fiery, fragile, messy, and unpredictable. It's a week not to be missed, packed with intrigue, emotion, and the kind of twists that keep fans coming back day after day. The Young and the Restless is gearing up for another sizzling week filled with unexpected twists, steamy encounters, and emotional crossroads as Genoa City's residents face choices that could change everything. Audra Charles finds herself swept up in a fiery moment that blurs the line between business and pleasure, while Tessa Porter's return to town sets the stage for an emotional reunion that takes a sharp and heartbreaking turn. With alliances shifting, secrets surfacing, and temptations mounting, next week promises to deliver the kind of juicy drama that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Audra has always walked a fine line between power and passion, but this time, she may be playing with fire in a way that could upend her career and personal life. When she crosses paths with a familiar face who knows exactly how to push her buttons, sparks fly in a way she doesn't anticipate. What begins as a strategic interaction quickly escalates into a steamy, impulsive moment that neither party can deny. The encounter could have lasting consequences for her ambitions at Newman Media and her complicated dynamic with Tucker McCall, who has always viewed Audra as both an ally and a wild card. As Audra wrestles with her feelings, she's also keenly aware that in Genoa City, nothing stays secret for long. Meanwhile, Tessa's return is supposed to be a joyful moment of reconnection, especially with Mariah and their family, but something unexpected happens that shakes the foundation of their relationship. Tessa has been through a whirlwind in her personal and professional life, and while she's been away pursuing opportunities, her absence has created subtle shifts that become glaringly obvious upon her return. The reunion everyone expected to be filled with warmth and relief takes an icy turn as Tessa shuns the idea of easily sliding back into old rhythms. Her hesitation raises questions and insecurities that ripple through Mariah and the people close to them. It becomes clear that Tessa has been holding back feelings about the sacrifices she's made, and she's not ready to gloss over those emotions. Mariah, blindsided, struggles to understand where this distance is coming from, leading to an emotional push and pull that will be a focal point next week. Elsewhere in Genoa City, power players continue their games, weaving their influence into the personal lives of those around them. Victor Newman remains quietly observant as tensions within his empire escalate. Audra's steamy encounter may catch his attention in unexpected ways, especially if it creates vulnerabilities that others can exploit. Victoria is juggling her personal turmoil while keeping an eye on both Claire's progress and Cole's shifting emotional state, as his focus may not align with hers. In another corner of town, Adam and Sally find themselves drawn together in moments that blur the lines between their fresh starts and their unresolved feelings. A surprise encounter leads to conversations that neither expected, pushing them to confront their shared past even as they try to carve out independent futures. Nick watches this from a distance, torn between wanting to move on and being unable to fully sever emotional ties. At Chancellor Winters, Devon is distracted by personal matters while Billy finds himself intrigued by an opportunity that could either strengthen or fracture the family's business alliances. The fallout from Audra's impulsive moment could very well become corporate leverage in the wrong hands, setting up a chain reaction of power plays and emotional fallout. Tessa's stance on avoiding a warm reunion also has a ripple effect on her social circle. Sharon becomes a confidant for Mariah, offering perspective and emotional grounding as Mariah tries to navigate the painful shift. Meanwhile, Noah's absence becomes more noticeable, and speculation begins to swirl about whether his return might happen under tense circumstances, especially if Tessa's hesitations are tied to unresolved issues involving him or her career path abroad. One of the most striking aspects of next week's drama is how much of it stems from choices made in the heat of the moment. Audra, a woman known for calculating her moves, makes a decision driven by passion that could come back to haunt her. Her steamy encounter isn't just about chemistry, it's a collision of ambition, vulnerability, and recklessness. Whoever she's entangled with could use this moment as leverage, either emotionally or professionally, and Audra may find herself playing defense for once. For Tessa, her decision to shun a picture-perfect reunion isn't born out of cruelty, but from a place of honesty. She's confronting uncomfortable truths about her journey, her identity, and what she truly wants moving forward. This tension creates an authentic storyline that will test her and Mariah's relationship in new ways. Viewers can expect layered performances and emotionally charged scenes that highlight the complexities of love after distance. Beyond the romance and emotional upheaval, the week will also see shifting power dynamics in Genoa City's boardrooms. Tucker remains as unpredictable as ever, potentially positioning himself to exploit any weakness he spots in Newman or Chancellor Winter's operations. He may view Audra's distraction as his opportunity to make a decisive move, and if he uncovers the truth about her steamy moment, he won't hesitate to use it to his advantage. Nate Hastings might also find himself pulled back into power games as his alliances are tested, particularly if Victoria's focus shifts away from business to her family drama. Claire's emotional journey continues, too, as she tries to adjust to her new reality within the Newman orbit. Her progress is watched closely by both Victoria and Cole, but her story may take an unexpected turn that brings a wave of empathy and potential danger. Genoa City thrives on overlapping narratives, and next week's episodes weave these threads together into a tapestry of temptation, truth, and power. Audra's steamy moment could ignite feuds or alliances, depending on who learns the truth first. Tessa's cool reception to her reunion will spark emotional reckonings that could either break or deepen her bond with Mariah. Meanwhile, the rest of the town continues its dance of manipulation and vulnerability, where even the smallest secret can have explosive consequences. Fans should prepare for an intense week that blends sensual tension, emotional honesty, and the kind of unpredictable twists that make the young and the restless so addictive. Audra and Tessa's storylines will undoubtedly be the emotional and dramatic centerpieces, setting the stage for fallout and growth Genoa City,
in the weeks ahead.
Nothing ever happens in isolation, and these moments of vulnerability and passion could reshape relationships and power structures in surprising ways. The Young and the Restless is heading toward a storm of heartbreak, deception, and dangerous schemes as a shocking tragedy collides with a twisted plan that threatens to unravel lives in Genoa City. Cole Howard's fate takes a devastating turn that will leave viewers stunned, while Holden's arrival brings a sinister plot that targets Claire Grace in ways no one sees coming. What unfolds next week will alter family dynamics, bring buried secrets to the surface, and set off a ripple effect that touches every corner of the Newman Empire. Cole's tragic death begins with a series of small but ominous moments. His increasing sense of unease about recent events involving Claire and Victoria starts to weigh heavily on him. He senses that danger may be lurking in unexpected places, but before he can act on his instincts, a shocking incident occurs. Whether it's a calculated setup or a cruel twist of fate, Cole becomes the center of a heartbreaking storyline that shakes Victoria to her core. His death sends shockwaves through the Newman family, reopening old wounds and forcing everyone to confront their fragile bonds. Victoria's grief is raw and consuming, leaving her struggling to keep her emotions in check, while also trying to protect Claire from further trauma. Nikki and Victor rally around her, but Victor's focus soon shifts toward vengeance and control. He suspects that Cole's death is no accident, and his instincts push him to investigate every angle. Holden's sudden presence in Genoa City raises immediate red flags. At first, he presents himself as a concerned figure connected to Claire's past, offering support and insight at a vulnerable moment. But beneath his composed exterior lies a deceptive plan that involves using Claire as a pawn in a larger scheme. Holden is calculating and patient, carefully embedding himself into the Newman orbit, gaining trust where he can, and studying the family's weaknesses. His interest in Claire seems personal and strategic, and he understands that her emotional vulnerability after Cole's death makes her an ideal target. As Victoria mourns, Holden subtly positions himself as a comforting presence for both her and Claire. His soft-spoken demeanor hides his true intentions, which begin to surface through secretive phone calls and cryptic conversations with an unknown associate. It becomes clear that Holden has an agenda tied to old grudges and hidden financial motives, and Claire is at the center of his plans. Claire, still trying to adjust to her new life and rebuild her identity, finds herself caught between grief and confusion. Cole's death shatters the fragile stability she's been building, leaving her emotionally raw. Holden's ability to mirror empathy and provide seemingly genuine guidance draws her in, even as small warning signs appear. She begins to experience moments of doubt, questioning his intentions, but her desire to trust and belong clouds her judgment. Meanwhile, Victor's investigation uncovers hints that someone with insider knowledge may have orchestrated the circumstances surrounding Cole's death. Security footage, financial records, and odd coincidences point to a deliberate setup rather than a random accident. This revelation sets Victor on a collision course with Holden, though he doesn't yet realize the depth of Holden's deception. Victoria, too consumed by her grief, initially overlooks Holden's manipulation. Her focus is entirely on Claire's emotional well-being, believing that protecting her daughter from more pain is the only priority. This leaves a gap in her defenses that Holden exploits. He begins planting subtle ideas in Claire's mind about independence, trust, and family dynamics, steering her thinking in ways that serve his hidden goals. Nick and Nikki start to grow suspicious as well. Nick observes Holden's interactions with Claire and senses something off, while Nikki picks up on inconsistencies in Holden's stories. Their instincts kick in, but they struggle to gather enough concrete evidence to confront him outright. This creates a tense atmosphere where Holden's charm and deception clash with the Newman family's growing doubts. In the midst of this drama, Adam and Victor find themselves momentarily aligned in their desire to uncover the truth. Though their methods differ, both men understand the importance of identifying the real threat before it's too late. Adam, with his penchant for digging deep into secrets, may be the one who uncovers Holden's background and finds the missing puzzle piece that links him to an old enemy. Holden's plan involves gaining Claire's trust to the point where she becomes a key player in destabilizing the Newman family. He sees her as both a tool and a symbol, a way to infiltrate the family from the inside. If he can manipulate her decisions, he can create chaos without ever revealing his hand. Claire's loyalty and love for her family will be tested like never before. The emotional weight of Cole's death will make her question everything, from her place in the family to her understanding of trust and betrayal. Her choices in the coming weeks will determine whether Holden's plan succeeds or collapses under its own web of lies. The tragic circumstances surrounding Cole's death also bring unresolved issues between Victoria and other family members to the surface. Old rivalries, differing coping mechanisms, and deep-seated fears resurface as they try to navigate their grief while also staying vigilant against new threats. Victoria's complicated relationship with her past, including her history with Cole and their shared experiences, intensifies her emotional turmoil. She's torn between honoring Cole's memory, protecting Claire, and uncovering the truth about what happened to him. Holden's deceptive tactics grow bolder as he gains confidence. He begins subtly isolating Claire from people who might question his motives, framing their doubts as misunderstandings or overprotectiveness. His psychological manipulation is slow and deliberate, aimed at eroding her reliance on her family and increasing her dependence on him. Victor's growing suspicion eventually leads to a dramatic confrontation. As evidence piles up, he starts to connect Holden to a series of mysterious transactions and shadowy contacts. The realization that Holden's plan involves Claire sends Victor into protective overdrive. He's determined not to let anyone exploit his granddaughter, especially after everything she's endured. The emotional stakes skyrocket as the family closes ranks while trying to navigate grief and impending danger. The Young and the Restless thrives on stories that blend personal tragedy with high-stakes deception, and this upcoming storyline delivers exactly that. Cole's death is not just a plot twist, it's a catalyst that sets off a chain reaction affecting every major character connected to the Newmans. Holden's deceptive plan threatens to unravel everything they've worked to rebuild, making this one of the most emotionally charged and suspenseful arcs in recent memory. Fans should prepare for a week filled with heartbreaking farewells, emotional reckonings, and the rise of a dangerous new adversary whose manipulative game could destroy lives if left unchecked. Claire's journey through grief and manipulation will be a central emotional thread. Testing her growth and response to tragedy will define her leadership and motherhood in a critical moment, while Victor's quest for justice promises explosive confrontations. The question isn't just who killed Cole, but whether the Newmans can outmaneuver Holden before his web of deceit tightens around them completely. Genoa City is bracing for another week of high-stakes drama as two of its most iconic figures, Nikki and Victor Newman, face challenges that could alter their futures forever. Nikki, long seen as the resilient matriarch of the Newman family, is confronted with a health scare that forces her to reconsider her priorities and the people she truly trusts. At the same time, Victor embarks on a daring business gamble that has the potential to expand his empire, or bring it crashing down, with repercussions for everyone around him. Nikki's storyline begins when she experiences a series of alarming symptoms that prompt her to seek medical attention. What starts as minor discomfort quickly escalates, and her doctors reveal that she must take her condition seriously. Nikki, always a fighter, initially resists the idea of slowing down, determined not to let her health define her or interfere with her family obligations. However, the reality of her vulnerability begins to sink in, leading to introspection about her past decisions, her relationships, and the legacy she wants to leave behind. The health scare also acts as a mirror, reflecting the fragility of life in a city where danger and deception are never far away. While Nikki grapples with fear and uncertainty, those closest to her, including Victoria, Nick, and even Adam, step into supportive roles, highlighting the complex web of family loyalties in Genoa City. Victor, on the other hand, faces a different kind of challenge. In the corporate world, he is relentless, always seeking opportunities to maintain his dominance. This week, Victor pursues a bold business venture that could redefine Newman Enterprises' position in the market. The gamble is high risk, high reward, and it quickly becomes clear that his moves will have ripple effects on allies and rivals alike. Tucker McCall is watching closely, waiting for any misstep Victor might make, while Adam navigates the delicate balance between supporting his father and protecting his own interests. The tension between personal and professional stakes reaches a peak as Victor's business decision coincides with Nikki's medical concerns. As the family rallies around Nikki, Victor's focus becomes divided, forcing him to make split-second judgments that could impact both his company and his family's emotional stability. Genoa City residents are also drawn into the unfolding drama. Chloe and Devin are caught in the middle of corporate maneuvering, trying to assist Victor while navigating their own evolving personal dynamics. Lily and Kane weigh in with advice and resources, creating further interconnections that underscore how intertwined family and business have become in this storyline. Nikki's vulnerability inspires moments of reflection and reconciliation. Long-standing conflicts and unresolved emotions bubble to the surface as family members confront what truly matters in the face of uncertainty. Past betrayals and old grudges are revisited, but the looming concern for Nikki's well-being pushes characters toward unexpected alliances and heartfelt admissions. Meanwhile, Victor's daring business move is closely tied to his vision for the family legacy. He's determined not to allow external competitors or internal rivals to capitalize on any weaknesses. The gamble he undertakes involves negotiations, legal strategies, and a calculated risk that only he could orchestrate. Every decision is layered with potential consequences, and viewers will witness the intricate strategies that define Victor's enduring presence in Genoa City. The interplay between Nikki's personal journey and Victor's professional ambition creates compelling tension. As Nikki contemplates her mortality and the choices she's made, Victor is forced to weigh the potential fallout of his business gamble against the emotional needs of his family. The juxtaposition of vulnerability and ambition adds a dramatic depth that resonates with viewers, highlighting the dual pressures faced by those at the center of power in Genoa City. Additionally, secondary characters are affected by the week's events. Phyllis and Jack find themselves drawn into the orbit of Victor's business dealings, while Mariah and Tessa navigate their own emotional challenges against the backdrop of the Newman family crisis. The interactions between these characters add nuance and texture to the overarching narrative, illustrating how personal decisions ripple outward to impact others in unpredictable ways. The week promises to deliver emotional highs and tense confrontations. Nikki's health scare pushes her to confront hidden fears, evaluate relationships, and perhaps rediscover herself beyond the roles of wife, mother, and grandmother. Victor's calculated gamble introduces suspense, as viewers wonder whether his empire will thrive or falter under the pressures of ambition and competition. Genoa City will be ablaze with intertwining narratives, where personal vulnerability meets corporate intrigue, and every decision carries weighty consequences. Audiences can expect scenes of heartfelt conversation, tense boardroom confrontations, and unexpected alliances forming in the face of adversity. The drama surrounding Nikki and Victor not only underscores the stakes for the Newman family, but also serves as a reminder that in Genoa City, even the strongest figures are never invincible. This week's episodes will explore the fragility of life, the strength of family bonds, and the precarious balance between personal well-being and professional power. Fans should prepare for emotional roller coasters, shocking revelations, and high-stakes drama that could redefine the Newman family's future. Between Nikki's intimate journey of reflection and Victor's audacious moves in the business world, next week promises to be a pivotal chapter in the Young and the Restless saga, filled with moments of tension, vulnerability, and the kind of suspense that keeps viewers returning night after night. Genoa City is about to enter another whirlwind week as personal loyalties and professional ambitions collide in unexpected and emotionally charged ways. Mariah Copeland finds herself grappling with a shocking betrayal that threatens her relationships and her sense of trust, while Devin Hamilton is forced to make critical decisions regarding his career that could redefine his future and impact those closest to him. The intertwining storylines promise heightened tension, emotional revelations, and the kind of dramatic twists that have made The Young and the Restless a fan favorite for decades. Mariah's week begins with subtle signs that something is amiss in her personal circle. Hints of secrecy and unusual behavior from someone she trusts soon give way to the harsh reality of betrayal. The emotional sting is profound, as the very person she relied upon for support appears to have hidden motives or agendas. The unfolding drama tests her resilience and pushes her to reevaluate relationships, questioning who is genuinely loyal and who is frail. Is not just a personal shock. It reverberates through her interactions with family members, including Tessa, Sharon, and her parents. The strain on these relationships heightens the emotional stakes, creating moments of confrontation, vulnerability, and difficult choices about forgiveness and trust. Mariah's struggle to navigate these complex emotions is further compounded by her desire to protect those she loves. She must carefully balance honesty, confrontation, and strategic discretion while processing the betrayal, knowing that one misstep could escalate tensions or cause irreparable damage. Meanwhile, Devin faces professional challenges that demand clarity and courage. His career trajectory, always marked by ambition and a desire to innovate, reaches a critical juncture. Opportunities arise that could propel him forward, but they come with significant risks and moral dilemmas. Devin's decisions are influenced by his personal values, relationships, and the potential consequences of his actions on his reputation and those he cares about most. The convergence of Mariah's personal crisis and Devon's career dilemmas underscores the intricate balance of Genoa City's social and professional dynamics. As Mariah confronts betrayal, Devon must weigh the ethical and practical considerations of the opportunities before him. Their parallel challenges illuminate the pressures faced by individuals trying to navigate complex environments where personal and professional spheres are deeply intertwined. Secondary characters are drawn into the unfolding drama, adding depth and nuance to the narrative. Tessa's interactions with Mariah reveal moments of support, tension, and emotional honesty that highlight the complexity of their bond. Sharon, ever the protective figure, grapples with her own instincts while trying to guide Mariah through the storm, offering wisdom, caution, and empathy. The ripple effects of Mariah's betrayal extend beyond her immediate circle, influencing decisions and alliances across Genoa City. Devon's career moves similarly have far-reaching implications. Colleagues, mentors, and rivals all react to his choices, creating a network of influence that affects business dynamics and personal relationships. The tension between ambition and ethics, opportunity and consequence, drives Devon's storyline with suspense and emotional resonance. The week also highlights the intricate interplay between past and present, as characters confront unresolved issues that resurface amid current conflicts. Old secrets, previously dormant tensions, and prior alliances resurface, impacting Mariah's and Devon's trajectories and providing viewers with moments of dramatic revelation. The stakes in Genoa City grow higher as trust becomes a precious commodity. Mariah's navigation of betrayal serves as both a personal journey and a catalyst for broader narrative shifts, influencing family dynamics, romantic relationships, and social alliances. Devon's career choices add professional intrigue and strategic maneuvering, balancing personal ambition with loyalty, integrity, and foresight. Scenes across the city pulse with tension and anticipation, featuring emotional confrontations, high-stakes decisions, and the interwoven drama that keeps viewers captivated. Moments of heartbreak, triumph, and revelation intermingle as Mariah and Devon confront challenges that test their character, resilience, and priorities. Next week's episodes promise a seamless blend of emotional depth and narrative suspense, ensuring that viewers remain invested in every turn of events. Mariah's handling of betrayal will challenge her strength and empathy, revealing new dimensions to her character, while Devon's professional crossroads provide a narrative counterpoint that emphasizes strategy, ethics, and the consequences of choice. Together, these storylines underscore the young and the restless talent for weaving personal and professional stakes into a cohesive, high-drama tapestry that resonates with audiences. As tensions rise, unexpected alliances form, and characters are pushed to their emotional limits, the city itself becomes a crucible for testing loyalty, ambition, and resilience. Between Mariah's emotional turbulence and Devon's professional gambits, the week promises unforgettable moments, shocking revelations, and a series of choices that will reverberate through Genoa City for weeks to come. The narrative trajectory sets the stage for ongoing suspense, highlighting the fragility of trust, the power of loyalty, and the complexity of navigating life when betrayal and ambition intersect. Genoa City is heating up as next week promises a combination of passion, tension, and emotional upheaval that will leave viewers talking. Audra Charles, known for her sharp mind and calculated moves, steps into a situation that tests her boundaries and challenges her in unexpected ways, leading to a steamy encounter that could change her trajectory. Simultaneously, Tessa Porter's return to town is marked by emotional friction as she shuns a long-anticipated reunion, leaving loved ones grappling with confusion, hurt, and the complexities of reconnecting after time apart. Audra's storyline kicks off with her professional world colliding with personal temptation. At Newman Media, she is presented with a high-stakes project that demands both creativity and negotiation finesse. When a familiar face enters the equation, someone who knows exactly how to push her buttons, the lines between work and personal desire blur. What begins as a strategic interaction quickly escalates into a passionate, impulsive moment, one that neither party can deny. The intensity of the encounter is heightened by Audra's awareness of the potential consequences, Yet the allure is too strong to resist. This steamy moment isn't just about attraction. It represents a collision of ambition, vulnerability, and desire, forcing Audra to confront the parts of herself she usually keeps carefully guarded. As she navigates the fallout, the impact on her professional life looms large. Audra must consider how this impulsive act could be leveraged by rivals or misinterpreted by allies, particularly Tucker McCall, who has always regarded her as both a competent associate and a wild card in the Newman enterprise. Her choices could shift power dynamics, influence career trajectories, and even alter personal relationships in ways she cannot yet foresee. Meanwhile, Tessa's homecoming is meant to be a joyful moment of reconnection, especially with Mariah and their close circle. However, what should have been an emotional reunion instead becomes fraught with tension. Tessa, shaped by experiences away from Genoa City, is hesitant to step back into the rhythms of her previous life. Her reluctance is not born of malice, but from the complex emotions she carries, uncertainty about where she fits, the changes she has undergone, and unresolved feelings that make easy reconnection impossible. Mariah, expecting warmth and closeness, is blindsided by Tessa's cool reception. Confusion, hurt, and disappointment ripple through their interaction, sparking emotional conversations that expose the delicate balance of trust, expectation, and self-preservation. The tension surrounding Tessa's shunned reunion underscores the emotional depth of her journey. She is not simply rejecting connection. She is asserting boundaries while trying to honor her present self. This nuanced approach creates a compelling storyline that emphasizes honesty, self-awareness, and the difficult choices required to protect emotional well-being. Across Genoa City, reactions to both Audra's steamy moment and Tessa's emotional distance are already shaping narratives. In the Newman orbit, whispers circulate about Audra's impulsive choices, with colleagues and rivals speculating on how the encounter might affect alliances and power plays. Tucker's observations are particularly notable, as he weighs whether Audra's vulnerability can be exploited or should be handled with caution. For Tessa, her decision to step back challenges those around her to examine their own assumptions and expectations. Mariah is forced to reconcile her desire for immediate closeness with Tessa's need for space, navigating a delicate dance that tests patience, empathy, and trust. Secondary characters add layers of intrigue and emotional resonance to the week's storylines. Sharon offers guidance and perspective to Mariah, while other family members watch closely, sensing both tension and potential fallout. The interplay of ambition, desire, and emotional honesty between Audra and Tessa creates a dynamic contrast, highlighting the different ways individuals confront challenges and temptation in their lives. The consequences of next week's events are far-reaching. Audra's steamy encounter may influence professional negotiations, personal alliances, and even future romantic entanglements. Tessa's decision to withhold herself from the expected reunion will prompt introspection, dialogue, and potentially the reevaluation of relationships in ways that could lead to long-term change. Viewers can expect scenes of intense emotion, heated exchanges, and intimate moments that reveal vulnerability and courage. The juxtaposition of passion and restraint, desire and boundary setting provides a rich narrative texture that keeps audiences engaged and invested in the characters' journeys. Genoa City becomes a crucible where personal choices intersect with professional stakes, emotional honesty clashes with temptation, and relationships are tested in real time. Audra's moment of impulsive desire contrasts sharply with Tessa's deliberate decision to maintain distance, yet both storylines revolve around the fundamental themes of risk, consequence, and self-discovery. Next week promises to deliver compelling drama, emotional depth, and a series of turning points that will reverberate through Genoa City for weeks to come. The outcomes of Audra's steamy moment and Tessa's shunned reunion will set the stage for future alliances, conflicts, and revelations, ensuring that viewers remain captivated by every twist and turn. Between moments of passion, tension, and heartfelt reckoning, The Young and the Restless continues to prove why it remains a staple of daytime drama, offering storylines that blend romance, intrigue, and emotional authenticity in a way that keeps audiences coming back episode after episode. The city is alive with anticipation, and as Audra and Tessa navigate their respective paths, the reverberations of their choices promise to make next week an unforgettable chapter in Genoa City's ongoing saga.